Good day, world. I'd like for you to join me today to find out why I wear fragrances. When I was younger, I was dealing with a girl, and she gave me a bottle of Cologne Sport for my birthday. I was about 20 years old. So I love this stuff. Back then I wore nothing but polo. So the car I was driving at the time, I had a Honda Accord, my first car. Like I said, I was 20 years old. I was driving around, and the transmission broke down. So I had it at my family's house, just sitting in the driveway waiting to get repaired. Come over one day, and my nephews and my cousins are all sitting playing in the car. They're about 10 years old. So I asked them why. And I heard one of them mention, they said, this car smells like Floyd. And I, that immediately resonated with me that people, people normally have a smell, but a cologne or a perfume, let's get this out of the way. All fragrances are perfumes. Cologne is just a marketing term. Cologne is actually a concentration of a substance or a liquid that you could use. But for now, I'm going to call it cologne. So, I made this scent became a part of my identity. I was younger, it was my first scent, and then I think I wore something like jupe somebody gave me for if I was going out somewhere special. So I always had like an everyday fragrance as well as a going out special scent. When I was 40, and yes, I did bring visual aids, when I turned in my 30s, I started wearing polo blue. And I done that throughout my 30s, and once I became my 40s, I really didn't have anything because I was kind of going through a life crisis, which I just got out of, and maybe I'll make a episode out of that one day. But over the past 2 3 years, I think it was fall of September 23, 2023, where I decided to have a signature scent, something that has an identity. I will always wear a scent, but I started to go heavy with this because this is when I started my gentleman's journey. I figured I'm a natural gentleman. Let me play the part. And I think I mentioned this on my last video. So I started to keep myself to a higher standard, even to the point where I go to work. People come over and look for me, and they would yell out, I knew you were here. They said, I could smell you from around the corner. A lot of people say to wear cologne subtly, and, when somebody smells you, they should be up on you. But that's not me. I pay for it. I want to be smelled. So I have a collection. What I currently use right now, if I can't think of any other fragrances, which I have about 20, I rock Mont Blanc Explorer. I do that if I can't think of anything to wear, if it's not like a special outfit, because I do feel that fragrances go with that. Fragrances go with what you're wearing. It kind of, just like I say, shoes seal the deal, fragrances seal the deal. It's by definition, it's kind of hard to explain, but I feel when you smell yourself, you carry yourself a certain way. And fragrances could do that. My going out scent is Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, the EDP version. This is the most concentrated because I get a very masculine feel when I smell this. When I'm walking around and I smell myself, I feel powerful. I feel like a CEO. I feel like taking over somebody's business just because I was bored one day. This is how I feel with these fragrances. But it does become addicting. I mean, people have one scent that they wear all the time, and that's just them. And some people experiment with different things. Like for instance, I showed you the Tom Ford, the ombre leather that I use when I'm want to feel powerful. But if I have a suit on, if I'm going to a special occasion, I might wear Nor Extreme from Tom Ford. Not to say that you should just gravitate toward Tom Ford, but a lot of things that they done with their products I like, and I stayed away from them for a long time just because I didn't want to get caught up in all the fanboy hype. But I definitely came to terms with Tom Ford. But I feel that signature scent is an identity. It is a signature. It is something when it gravitates memories. When my cousins say it reminds me of Floyd, I bet it sparked something in them where they said, you know what, do you remember that time we went to go dirt bike riding and Floyd fell on his back, going crazy on the two stroke? It did something in their minds that when they smelled that scent, they said, that is Floyd. That is what I remember. This is my cousin, or this is my uncle. This is what he smells like. It automatically, that scent triggered them. Another thing I want to clear up is that with fragrances, everyone has a different fragrance. It comes from pH balance. It comes from how much water you drink. It comes from the foods you eat. So this stuff enhances what your already genetic makeup is. Everybody's different. For instance, I got a special limited cologne that I shared with a buddy at work of mine. Told him don't wear any scents. He's been actually listening to me when it comes to fragrances. He just out the blue asked me because he knows every day I come in smelling good. So I bought in some samples for him. He gravitated to some. He bought some. So I told him this day, don't bring nothing. So he came into work. I gave him, it was a oud. It was a tobacco oud. So he sprayed that on and he said he really liked it. So I went up to, he told me, he said, you know what? He said, the tobacco, it smells like this girl that we work with. It smells like her cigarettes, but with something else on it. He said, go ask her. So I did. I asked her and she said, you know what? It actually smells like, it was a wood. She said, whatever they treat the wood with is what it smelled like. But then he went to go ask her. And I said, hey, I went to go speak to blah, blah, blah. And she told me that this is what it smelled like. He said, oh, really? Because I actually went to go see her and she smelled me and said, you guys smell totally different. Same cologne, same vial, but just his genetic makeup, my genetic makeup, it smelled differently. I said, really? So what did she say? He said, oh, she said I smell good and you smell like shit, so to speak. I mean, of course he was joking, but he was blown away that the same fragrance, two different individuals could smell differently. I wanted to share that with you because I think everyone out there has a signature. But if you want to conduct yourself to another level, I think you should add a scent to your regimen. Now, scent doesn't just have to be cologne. It could be body butter. It could be cologne. It could be what is this stuff called? Body splash. Anything. And I'm not too keen with layering yet, but eventually one day I might get there when I get bored. But I wanted to share to you my fragrance thoughts. And if you have any questions, please comment. I would love to answer them because I'm still learning this. And a lot of people have told me that I know more than the average bear. But I kind of take that the pride. So now even when I'm at the house, even if I'm going to sleep, I might spray my nightclothes shirt with a different fragrance just to give me that feel, that sense of comfort and relaxation. I mean, it's beautiful. I love rose fragrances. I'm now getting into ouds. I kind of stay away from the freshies. That's your airy, that's your ocean scents, your air scents. Nothing wrong with them. I kind of like that potent smell, that the definition of a scent. I want to thank you for reaching out with me, to spending time with me today, and I really do appreciate it. And hopefully, I'll be making more content soon. Thank you and have a good day. Take care.